My grandmother used to say, "Wickedness begins soft like rain but can flood a whole house." The girl's name was Zainabu. She lost her mother when she was only 9 years old. Her father, Baba Musa, was a kind but quiet man. After 1 year, he married another woman called Aisha. At first, Aisha treated Zainabu kindly. She would brush her hair, help her fetch water, and smile at her like a second mother. But everything changed the day she became pregnant. From that day, Aisha's heart hardened like sun-dried clay. She started shouting at Zainabu for small things. "Zainabu, sweep that floor. Zainabu, fetch water now. Zainabu, you're too lazy." Zainabu became the servant in her father's house. When Aisha gave birth to a daughter, Halima, things grew worse. Zainabu did everything. She fetched firewood from the farm, while Halima sat and painted her nails with charcoal. Zainabu went to the market under the hot sun, while Halima slept in the shade. Zainabu cooked every meal while Aisha and Halima ate the biggest portions. If there was one last piece of meat, Zainabu would never taste it. Her father tried to speak one day. "I was there that evening." "Aisha," he said gently, "Zainabu is not your slave. She is my daughter too." Aisha hissed and snapped her fingers. "Then take care of her yourself. I did not give birth to her." Baba Musa lowered his eyes. His voice was no match for her sharp tongue. Halima grew up cruel like her mother. She called Zainabu dog and useless thing. She threw food at her feet. She laughed when her mother slapped her. Zainabu never complained, but her eyes carried a quiet storm. One afternoon, the sun was burning hot. Aisha shouted, "Zainabu, the pot is empty. Go to the stream now." Zainabu carried the big clay pot on her head. She walked down the long, dusty road alone, tears rolling down her face. Her heart felt heavier than the pot. That same day, Prince Damilar was riding past the village on his horse. He was on his way to a meeting with the elders. His guards followed behind, but when he saw Zainabu crying, he raised his hand and stopped. "Girl, why are you crying?" he asked. Zainabu quickly wiped her face. "It's nothing, my lord." But the prince wasn't fooled. Her silence spoke louder than words. He told his guards, "Go on without me." Then he turned to follow her. Zainabu became scared. "My lord, please don't follow me. If my stepmother finds out, she will hurt me." But the prince said, "Then she will have to hurt me first." She was shocked. No one had spoken for her in years. They walked together to the stream. He asked gentle questions about her family, her life, her tears, but she kept quiet. She was too afraid of Aisha's cane. When they reached the stream, she filled her pot quickly. Her steps were fast on the way home. "My lord, I must go," she said. "If I'm late, she will beat me." And she ran. The prince stood under the old tree by the road, watching her disappear into the dust. The next day, Prince Damilar returned to that same tree. He waited, and waited. But Zainabu didn't come. Aisha had sent her to the farm that day. Her hands were covered in blisters. The prince never saw her. The next day, he came again. Still, no Zainabu. But the prince was not a man who gave up easily. He began asking villagers quietly about the girl with the clay pot and the sad eyes. The story of her suffering reached the palace. The king heard what the prince said and called for Baba Musa, Aisha, Halima, and Zainabu to appear in the palace courtyard. When the messenger came, Aisha panicked. "Why is the prince calling us?" she asked. The next morning they stood before the king and the prince. Drummers played softly. The whole village gathered. Prince Damilar stepped forward. His voice was calm but strong. "Zainabu, is it true what I have heard about your suffering?" She trembled, but when she saw the prince's eyes, she felt something she hadn't felt in years: safety. She nodded slowly. The prince then turned to Aisha. "And you, woman, why do you treat the child of your husband like a slave?" Aisha tried to lie, but villagers shouted. They had seen her cruelty too. One woman said she saw her beat Zainabu at the market. Another said she saw Halima throw stones at her. The king raised his hand. Silence. "This land does not welcome wickedness," he said. "The river will decide." In our land, the river judges truth. If your hands are clean, the water lets you pass. If they are not. That night, the whole village walked to the riverbank with torches. The moon watched from the sky. The drums fell silent. The king said, "Aisha, step into the river." Her legs shook. She cursed under her breath. But she stepped in. First her ankles, then her knees, then her waist. The river began to bubble like boiling water. A wind blew so cold it burned. Aisha screamed once, then the water swallowed her whole. Halima fell to her knees, crying. The villagers watched quietly. The river does not lie. Zainabu's father knelt in front of her, tears running down his face. "My daughter, forgive me." Zainabu cried too. All the years of pain fell out of her like water. The prince took her hand. "You will not be a slave anymore," he said. "Not in this village." Zainabu did not become a queen that night. No magic turned her life into gold. But she was taken into the palace to study and live in peace. She saw kindness again. She laughed again. Halima was sent to live with relatives far away, and Baba Musa came to visit his daughter every week. Some nights the wind carries the sound of a woman's scream from the river. No one dares to go near after sunset, but Zainabu, she walks with her head high now.